We all know that Vermont continues to face real challenges with opiate addiction, and that we've only just begun to figure out how to deal with this crisis. The biggest victims of opiate addiction are children. And we have put tremendous stress on our entire system to protect children as we struggle with more and more folks signing up for this terrible disease. The effects of the opiate crisis in Vermont on our children has been heartbreaking, and we all know that we've lost the lives of children that should have had a bright future, and we've got to do better. We also know that the folks who work to protect Vermont's children have seen increasing caseloads, extraordinarily challenges, heartbreaking circumstances that confront us. And it's not just DCF and the hardworking social workers that are on the front lines protecting Vermont's vulnerable kids, but we also have to remember it's our judicial system, the judiciary that's under pressure. It's our state's attorneys and their teams that are under pressure for resources. This is pretty scary stuff. You have to remember that the number of children that we are taking into custody, that means kids who are no longer with their parents, has increased 40% in the last 2 years. You also have to remember that in 80% of those cases, opiate addiction is at the root of these heartbreaking circumstances. So we have to do better. Our social workers are doing heroic work. They need more help. So does the system. So today I'm outlining a proposal that'll do just that. We're proposing that in addition to the 18 new social workers that we added last year and the 7 support staff that went with them, that we add another 35 staff to the Department of Children and Families in the budget adjustments so that we can get those folks hired and out to work. That will include 28 social workers, 1 supervisor, and 6 administrative positions to recruit foster parents and other support services. I should make the point that obviously as we have more and more kids coming into custody, we need more and more foster parents. So anyone out there who's willing to be a stable influence to these wonderful and vulnerable kids, we need you. We're going to expand the use of substance abuse screeners who accompany social workers on home visits, screen for substance abuse, and help connect parents with treatment, hopefully before the crises happen. This model has been very successful in connecting families with appropriate services. It's currently taking place in 6 of our 12 DCF offices. We obviously in 2016 intend to expand that model to all DCF offices. This money will also add 1 superior court judge to handle increased abuse and neglect cases. There's no sense in adding social workers if we can't get them adjudicated and in the right places. So an additional judge will be a, quote, voter judge that Judge Pearson will talk to you about, which will be available to assist counties where caseloads are particularly high. We're going to add 2 new public defenders, increase your resources for private attorneys who represent parents and children in child protection cases under contract with the Defender General's office, and add 3 full-time employees to the state's attorney's offices, and we'll pick the offices that have the greatest need. The total package is going to cost $8.4 million roughly. I will request $3.4 million in the 16 budget adjustment and an additional $5 million in the 17 budget that will help get phase 2 moving. We have to remember that our social workers and others that are in support services are dedicating their lives to protecting our most vulnerable. It's our job to protect every Vermont child. While this won't solve all of our problems, and there will be more tragedies ahead, without a doubt, this is a step in the right direction. It's an investment we must make.
Social workers, day in and day out, as the governor indicated, they make tremendous efforts to address safety of children, to work to strengthen families, and I'm hopeful that this is a measure of support that they will also appreciate, and that the community appreciates the need to support them in the efforts they take every day.
I want to start off by first recognizing all of the staff in the Agency of Human Services. They are dedicated. They work very hard to improve the lives of Vermonters, to ensure that our most vulnerable citizens are protected, and particularly in the Department of Children and Families Services. Social workers every day protect our most vulnerable children. And every day they actually save children from injury and save children's lives. Our opiate addiction problem is a child protection crisis. And although we're focusing on that treatment, we have to make protecting our children a priority. And, in a really difficult budget, with the budget challenges that we have, even though we have those challenges, the governor and the administration, we have made this a priority. And it is a priority to protect our children. We are very hopeful that by adding social workers, by adding substance abuse specialists, that we are going to be able to do a better job protecting our children, and also giving social workers the ability to do the kind of work that they need to do.
And so, as prosecutors wanting to do good work and wanting to protect kids, that takes a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of dedication. I work frequently with kids who are victims of crime, and I like saying to them, my name is Rose and my job is to help protect you. But the reality is, for those words to have any meaning, we need initiatives like this, because keeping kids safe is not an easy or a simple solution. So I really appreciate this initiative. We all acknowledge that it's the step in the right direction,